audio. If you want to sit over just directly across from me, and then you can test your...
Working up this little spot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here. This is a thick paper towel roll.
She thick. That's like that 4 C's.
I'm making more of a mess as I try to clean up my mess.
Wow.
So I think I've told you all my stories from the past while, so I don't really know what...
I guess normally we always caught up in the podcast. We would always catch up with each other.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We would just turn on and start talking, but now we've already talked.
For a little bit.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Right.
I don't really know what the plan is, so I'm just gonna be the lovely assistant.
Well, I had thought about just using this as audio trial and error, but I think at this point I'm just gonna keep it rolling. It seems to be reading us both pretty well, so
It does?
yeah.
Is the paper towel thing in there?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay. Okay, wonderful.
I don't know how well yours was caught, because you were all the way over there.
Good.
But it was just me.
How do we intro the podcast? How do we open it?
Well, it has been a long time. So welcome to the first episode of Season 2 in 2024. Scab, this is the first episode we've recorded in 2024.
That's right, Scruff. This is a new season. If you love season 1, season 2 is gonna be an absolute banger.
Yeah.
We've got so much cool stuff that we're gonna talk about.
We've got all of it planned out. It's gonna be so incredible.
That's right.
But my first thing that I think that we should address.
Should we catch up with the audience, ask them how their summer was?
Actually, how was their summer?
I don't know how. How was your summer, audience?
To the 0 listeners we have out there, I hope you really enjoyed your summer. I know I certainly did. So here's what we're going to do. I want you, Mr. Scab, to tell me the wildest thing from your summer, or just the funnest thing. It can really be anything.
Yeah. Let's think of some highlights from my summer. I traveled a lot this summer. Did some ministry trips. We went to camp. We went to the same camp this year.
I know. How crazy was that? We actually got to participate in 2 summer camps this year together, as opposed to the one from last year.
That's true. I forgot we had been at camp before, but now we were at 2.
So what I think this means is next summer
We should do 3.
I'm just going to travel with you.
Okay.
on all the Kids Ablaze trips. Yeah. I'm going to be, just pack me in your luggage. I will be there.
Yep. I'll unfold the luggage and be like, all right, Nick, come on.
I'll replace that creepy baby doll. Pastor Randy showed me.
The one that's signed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was interesting. People would sneak it into other people's suitcases, and then they would open their suitcase and they'd be like, "Oh, there's a baby doll in here," and then you signed it and put it in someone else's suitcase.
Yeah, it had like a henna tattoo on one of the sleeves.
A what tattoo?
A henna.
Henna.
Henna. Have you not heard of henna?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna Google the definition. Anime? No, I don't think it's anime. Let's see. How do you spell that?
Henna.
Henna. Henna. Yeah, I got it right. Henna tattoo. It says the Google. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. What is the henna is illegal in the U.S.? What? I'm sorry. I'm going down a rabbit trail that I don't need to go down. Okay.
It's illegal.
Apparently it's illegal to have a henna tattoo in the good old U.S. of A.
Maybe it's illegal.
Yeah. Let's see. It says, where'd it go? Guys, let's see. It says, henna, a coloring made from a plant, is approved only for use as a hair dye. It's not approved for direct application to the skin as in the body decorating process known as Mehendi. Mehendi. It's spelled Mehndi. It says this unapproved use of a color additive makes these products unadulterated. Huh.
Learn something new every day.
But
you gonna get one of those?
Yeah, I'd say probably.
All right, cool. What's yours gonna have on it?
I'm thinking. So do you know what a henna looks like?
It's an arm tattoo.
It's like these spirally thing.
Oh, it already is a thing.
Yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do is these are all gonna be superhero symbols. So it'll have Captain America's shield. It'll have Hawkeye's arrow, and then just Doctor Strange magic.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think for mine, I'm gonna do. So when you. In those illusion books or whatever, how it's the black and white swirls. So I'm gonna, since it's kind of swirly, I'm gonna put mine on my arm, and it's gonna be black and white swirls. And guess what the white part's gonna be? It's gonna be me. And so there's just gonna be some black stripes, and I'll be the white stripes.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll look at it and you'll,
ooh, look at that. But my question is, how committed to this tattoo are you? Are you gonna shave your arms?
I think you have to, right? Don't they shave it before you go in, and you have to keep it shaved? Or does it just not grow back?
Oh, I don't have no idea. I've never got a tattoo.
Me either.
No, or a henna for that matter.
We're truly professionals.
We'll have to ask our friends who have tattoos.
Yeah.
If you have a tattoo and you know the process in which they give you, do they shave the hair? Do they leave it? Does it grow back? What happens to your hair?
That's the question.
Where there's a tattoo. That's the question.
So speaking of Google, my dad is so funny because I learned when I was on the cruise, me and my sister learned that what my dad does when he's searching something on the internet, he goes and he searches up Google. Mm-hmm. But what he does is he goes to Google, he opens his app, which is Google Chrome. He opens Google Chrome, then it's already on Google, and then he types in google.com. And then from there, it types in what he wants to search. But when he's telling us this, he's like, well, okay, all right, I gotta Google it. And then he types in google.com. And I'm like, why'd you type in google.com if you're gonna Google it? And you're already on Google. What app are you using? And he said, Google Chrome. And I'm like, so you're searching Google 3 times, basically, to go Google something.
Oh my gosh. That sounds so repetitive.
Do you do that?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Right,
but I did discover. So on my phone, I don't use. So I'm an iPhone user. Whatever. Samsung users, you can keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah, because
I do not care.
Those green bubbles.
Exactly. But I discovered recently. So I don't use the Safari browser on my phone. I have switched to use the Google app. And then some point last week, I noticed that, so when you go in your phone, it's got this 2 squares and you touch them and it shows all your open tabs.
Yeah.
The Google one has done away with that. And so it's difficult for me to get to another tab. And I hate it. If you're having this problem, or if I'm just old and can't figure out I think that's probably the problem.
Well, you are. But.
I know. In fact, there was Amanda. She said the other day, because this Sunday we're having the basketball team from UNC Charlotte. They're coming just to be part of the church or whatever, and so we're driving buses and all this stuff to get them there.
Nice.
And so she said something about the college kids. And I realized
that you're not.
I'm no longer a college kid. I am older than that age demographic.
those kids.
Those darn kids
are coming in your Sunday.
I have gotten too old. And I don't like it. I don't know how to feel about it. I hate the whole thing. It's just rough.
That's awesome. Are you Gen Z?
I am.
You are. You're at the beginning of it.
But here's the thing. And I've heard this described to me, and I kind of like it more than just going by straight up Gen Z. I prefer Zillennial.
Nice.
And the target for Zillennial, I'm pretty sure, is 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. Maybe 2004.
Oh no.
What year were you born?
2004.
Okay,
I don't like being on the end of
okay,
that.
we'll include 2004. Okay, but
No, don't do that.
you don't. You want to be
I
just.
want to be Gen Z.
You just want to be Gen Z? Okay, well, here's the reason why I prefer it. Because there's so much stuff that the millennials, and they've been posting this crap forever, where it's like, only 90s kids know that. I know that crap.
Yeah.
You think you're the only one who grew up with Dragon Tales and Neopets? Stop it. You're not. So I understand their culture, but then I also understand the Gen Zers. So like the Snapchat and the TikTok and Vine and all that. Like I was alive and conscious for all of it. So I get it. Like I existed before iPhones. I had a childhood before iPhones.
Oh, wow.
So like I am for a little bit. So like I am a Gen Zer.
Right.
But I also understand a lot about the millennials too. So that early age, we're early millennial or early Gen Zers. We're something else, man. I don't know what we are.
Do you want to be a millennial though? Like
no, I don't like millennials either.
I think they're cringy.
I think millennials and Gen Zers are terrible. I think everybody's cringy. Honestly, if I could just be like, oh look, there's Nick, and he's just not associated with anything. Like that's what I prefer.
He's not.
Like don't label me politically. Don't label me age-wise. Don't label me anything. I think everybody's cringe. Just let me be me.
Yeah, I always like to think of myself as younger than I am. That's part of the reason why I call other people old. Because it makes me feel younger. Because like I never had Vine. I don't really know what that is. But
really, well, okay. I didn't have Vine, but I had YouTube, and I looked up Vine compilations because at that point I didn't have a phone, so I couldn't get the app to download Vine. But I could look up Vine compilations on YouTube. Yeah. So, like, I know most of those. Some of them are cringy, though. Like, the Hurricane Tortilla, that one's the worst. I don't know why that one blew up, honestly. I hate it.
How do you feel about Gen Alpha brain rot, though?
Oh, Gen Alpha. I'm going to say this very carefully because I teach Gen Alpha.
Exactly, because we're kids, so... But
the thing is... How widespread is it actually? Because, like, there's definitely kids who are in that, and I've met kids like that. But, like, all the other kids that I've met, they just seem like kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like how... What sparks that? Who's in charge of this? Who defines this? But it's like... I have met the brain rot kids, but then I've also just met normal kids. So, like, are the brain rot kids mostly in a specific part of the country or part of the world? Or, like, I mean, I feel like most people would probably say they're all Americans, but, like, I mean...
But if you go up to any kid that age and you do say, like, a joke that is one of their jokes, they're going to get it. Now, they may not be fully invested. Like, the people who are on TikTok a lot, the kids who are on TikTok a lot, they're going to be the ones who are, like, you know, they're going to be the special ones. But I also think that, I don't know, I think Gen Alpha stuff is hilarious.
Yeah.
Me, personally. Because some of my friends do not allow that, because I'll send certain videos to the chat and stuff, and they're like, "No, that is not funny." But I don't know. I think it's funny, but I also think you have to. I don't know. If you're working in kids ministry, you have to understand at least a little bit of their humor. I think it helps.
Yeah, but I will never stoop down to skibidi toilet level. Okay, I draw the line.
You draw the line in skibidi toilet?
I mean, I probably draw it much earlier than that. That's just the first thing that comes to my mind.
Have you ever said skibidi in one of your sermons, though, or anything like that? When you were teaching?
No, never once. In fact, this is the first time I've ever actually said those words. I've seen it. And as a matter of fact, I'm about positive. I can't prove it, but I'm about positive. It was one of the Kids Ablaze kids.
When?
The kids check in iPads. In the photos, there was one of those skibidi toilet things on, and I guarantee you it was Michael E.
It could be. I'm going to be honest with you. It could be one of 10 people. Like, I think being on Kids Play team as an adult is so special because I've just learned to laugh at stuff, but they're very much into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you never have. Have you ever said what the Sigma when you were teaching?
I have never said what the Sigma.
No?
I know what Sigma is, and I think it's so dumb. But it was alpha when we were a kid.
Yeah, well, it means different things for.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything. Well, no, it doesn't kind of have something like that, but it's more just thrown on as a word now. But so special.
Yeah. It's just absolutely wild.
But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got onto that, but I was asking you. Oh yeah, I was asking you about Gen Alpha, pretty much.
yeah. But transitioning a little bit, there is something that I think needs to be addressed. Okay.
What's
this is a problem, and I think we need to fix it moving forward with season 2.
This is a safe space.
It is a safe space. I don't think our nicknames are accurate anymore. So
they don't know. They can't see us.
No, they can't. They can't see us. But we're both kind of scruff now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Your beard is scruffy. My hair is scruffy. So I think here's what we should do, because I don't want to rebrand. Right. Like we've with our 2 fans, we've established that we are the Scab and Scruff podcast.
I mean, we made the whole graphic. You made the whole graphic. So
yes, I have. But I think that we need to switch. I think we need to switch because I've got so little facial hair compared to you. I've just got kind of like the Tony Stark, not quite Tony Stark thing. But you've got the full beard. Like you're like Captain America after he broke the law and is hiding from all the world governments. Like that's what you got going on here. I've got like if Peter Parker could grow facial hair. like I don't have much. So I think that we have to, moving forward, I think you have to be Scruff and I have to be Scab.
Really? Can we just switch like that? Is that allowed?
We make the rules, bro.
You're right. Okay, let's do it.
Scab and Scruff?
Scab and Scruff.
I'm Scab.
And I'm Scruff.
Wow, look at that. I think every season we should just reevaluate.
Right.
You know?
Well, because whenever we started the podcast, pretty much from that point on, I grew a beard.
That is true.
But before, when we talked about it, we were like, oh, Scab and Scruff.
Yeah, because you were a babyface.
Yeah, because I was a babyface. I was a 12-year-old. But then when we had the podcast, I had a beard. So yeah, you're right. And then next year, if I come back and I have no facial hair,
we'll see what happens.
It'll be terrifying.
Yeah.
But then we'll switch again.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was going to be the Scruff and Scruff podcast.
I mean, do you want to do the Scruff and Scruff?
No, then we have to make a new graphic.
I mean, I think I'm going to make a new graphic anyways, because I think I'm going to get rid of the full beard that I have on mine because it's not accurate, and I'm gonna put the full beard on you. I mean, the people listening to this, they'll be able to see it because we don't actually, despite popular belief, that's not actually live. Okay, we don't actually record.
Yeah.
It's not live action. It's just a graphic. We don't just stand there and stare.
You would think it would be.
You would think it was. You would think, but you'd be wrong. You know.
No, I think Scab and Scruff. The name needs to stay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Classic name. Well, yeah, that's good. We got that taken care of.
Yes, I'm down. Now we got down to business. But the next thing that happened was summer. Summer happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot's happened, but summer happened.
Yeah.
And do you know what came with this summer?
What?
Well, there were, since we always talk presidents at some point, I felt like it was only right to at least bring to light a former president was shot in the ear.
Oh yeah.
and the current serving president dropped out of the race.
Yeah.
Because they said he's not capable of running the country for another 4 years.
Yeah.
So let's first target the first one.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah, of course.
So, wait. So is he just not the president? This is a serious question. Is he not the president Now or just upcoming? Is he
So
still the president?
he is still listed as the sitting president.
Okay.
But a lot of people are like, hey, so you can't be president for the next 4 years? How come you're president for the next 4 months? Like,
Right. So really, we just hope that nothing big happens in the next 4 months.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So, like, I mean...
This will be a perfect time for someone to take over this country.
The Squid Party will rise.
That's right. This is the perfect time.
This is the perfect time. I think... So here's the thing. There were two candidates running that nobody wanted to vote for. There was Trump and then there was Biden, right? Like, a lot of people, the popular people... I mean, you got your Trumpers, you got your Bideners, and then you got the people who were just in the middle.
Yeah.
And so then a lot of people were thinking, okay, well, Robert F. Kennedy is going to win because he's the third party and whatever. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but he's not going to win.
No.
So I think we need somebody who has no skin in the game to come in and be our champion.
Kanye. Run it back.
No. We need to start our own political party.
Okay.
Which now's the time, because even people don't want to vote for Kamala. People don't like her. She's a coconut tree.
You're right. But they would vote for Squid Party.
But they would vote. They would vote for a young white guy.
What do people like most?
Young white guys. I mean, just look at movies and TV show from the last 70 years.
Right.
Young white guys are the thing.
That's right.
So, like, let's get to it.
That's right. I don't see you're my vice president, right?
Of course.
Okay. I think we had settled that on a different episode. I was making sure that you didn't drop out or anything.
I'll be your campaign manager too.
Okay.
I've never done it before, but how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, just spend money to slander people on TV. It's easy.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to take over. Just give us the reins to the country, and we will take good care of it. We will do the things that need to be done. Get rid of the whales.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's just say this is your announcement for the bid to the White House. Okay.
Yes.
So the American national anthem is playing.
Oh, yes.
And like there's flags flying, and then there's like a
Canada.
big. No. That's bad.
No,
But think about this for a minute, though. Okay, so
it's because I took over Canada as well, so we took their national anthem. That's why I was singing it.
You know what? I'm okay with
We
that.
just made a mashup.
I like it. Oh, say can you, Canada?
Yes.
Yeah, but like the press are all here and they're looking at you. You're about to announce your bid. How are you starting it? Address the people.
What is this? What do I need to do?
You just gotta tell them that you're running, and you gotta tell them why you're running, and you gotta tell them how much better you're gonna be.
Oh, like they don't know me.
Yeah, like this is your bid. You're like, America, I'm here to say.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect. All right. Well, let me get into.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, I'm glad you all could be here tonight. Welcome. Yes. Thank you, sir. Ma'am. No.
We love you.
I'm not available. No, thank you. I'm not looking to date. But
He's so charismatic.
yes, I'm glad you all could be here tonight. I am charismatic. I want you to remember that when you vote for me. I'm also 6 foot tall, so we need presidents that are of a good height.
And he's white.
And I'm white. So now that we've got those things figured out, I gave the profile. I'm glad you all could be here. My name is Riley Shaver, also newly known as Scruff, and I'm on a podcast. Kind of a lower tier celebrity, not high tier celebrity. That's when you say he's so humble.
He's so humble.
yes, good. But and this is my campaign manager, Scab, and vice president. And so I wanted to come here tonight and to chat it up with you all, and to say that tonight I am officially declaring myself as future president of the United States and Canada. Thank you. I've thought long and hard about this. I was going to run in 2020, but I just didn't feel like it was the right time. And I thought I would wait till now because now it is the time. And there's many threats that are happening around this world, and I think that the nation needs someone who can see the problems and can go after the problems and justice and yes, I'm trying to think of more trigger words.
All the buzzwords. He's saying all the buzzwords. I like him.
The buzzwords.
Freedom.
Yes, freedom and equal.
Democracy.
Yes, democracy will reign. But you all must know that I have a very clear vision for this country. I see a country with people who do not have to be afraid anymore.
I don't want to be afraid.
Yes, you don't, because we know who we need to get rid of, and it's not a country because
it's the gays.
We love all people equally, but there are species that we don't love. And that is
the Russians.
Well, not. We'll talk about that later. I'll handle that. Don't worry about it. But there are the whales. We need to discuss the whales.
Ooh.
Yes, the whales. That is easily the biggest threat to this country. Now, I know you may not know a lot about whales and their dangers, but did you know?
No, I didn't know. Tell me.
That. Does everyone remember COVID? Everyone remember that? Yeah, trigger buzzword. COVID was a wild time, and it feels like it wasn't 4 years ago. Right?
I had to sell my baby.
Yeah, that's great. Tell me afterwards. But yes. So, did you know that the whales actually were the cause for COVID? And you don't need to fact check this. You don't need to look it up because I have already done
Where's
that.
Fauci?
I have already done that, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. But the reason, and I was going to write this in an article, but I decided to just tell you this to back up my my mission here. The whales cause COVID. You know why? Because they're so big. They're
so fat.
The whales are so fat.
Like your mama.
They're so fat, like your mom. The whales are fat, and they're so fat that they caused the continents to go closer together, right?
Reverse continental drift.
That's right. That is why it is. It is. They're getting too close together. That's why when you go outside and you're like, wow, that's a new mountain. I've never seen that mountain before.
Yeah.
They're getting more mountains because they're getting closer together. They're getting pushed too close together. That's because the whales.
Mount Fiji outside?
Yes. That's because the whales are so fat that they're taking up so much room. The continents are getting pushed together. And when the continents got pushed together, that's where sickness starts to brew because people get too close together. They get too in each other's space, and all these sicknesses like COVID come from that. Now, where does eating the bat come in? It's unrelated, honestly.
Batman had to change his branding.
Yeah. It's the whales. It's the whales' fault for that. And because of that, the nation lost a lot of money. They lost a lot of good people.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel that was the last straw, The whales
all the straws are gone.
Yes, the whales have tormented me for years. The whales have tried to assassinate me once. That's right. Trump's not the only one. But you are in good hands because me and my party and my vice president are going to take care of this country. We're going to do so many good things. We're going to give so much food to so many people. And we're going to do a lot of good things. And you don't need to worry. All you need to do is vote me in. And then we're good. We're in a good spot.
Yeah!
Yes, thank you all. I'll passing around the tip bucket if you'd like to give towards my campaign.
Yeah! Shaver!
Thank you.
Well, I hope you heard it here first. Vote Shaver 2024. I think that was a really good bid.
Thank you.
For the presidency.
That's exactly how I do it.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's exactly how it would go in this scenario.
And if they don't like it, then that's when we do the hold them hostage. But that's a backup plan. They'll love me.
They'll love you.
If they don't,
then,
yeah.
They want to.
Nobody can leave until you cast your vote.
Nobody can leave, and there's only one person on the ballot.
We just use some propaganda.
I mean, what are political ads if they're not just pure propaganda?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they are.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you were gonna talk about Donald Trump getting shot in the ear or something.
Yeah. Like, how crazy is that?
That was weird. I was playing PlayStation. I was playing a football game while that happened, and my friends were over, and one of my friends showed me the phone, and he was in a group chat with some of his college friends, and they had like sent a picture of it or whatever, and I was like, that's weird. But then, honestly, I didn't really think anything about it because I went back to playing my video game. So I don't know. I know where I was when it happened, but I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
How about you?
I was actually at a cookout in Albemarle. I was eating with my mom and dad, and I got a text from my friend, the Banana. That's a long story. I'll explain the nickname later, maybe. And so he just says, guys, Trump was shot. And I was like, what? Like that, that whole thing. And so I looked up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the first presidential assassination attempt that has gotten this far since Reagan got shot in the 80s. And it's like, I don't care who you're voting for. Whoa, that is insane. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, that is wild. I don't know. I didn't get me personally. I didn't get very shocked. I think it's just because I was busy doing other things. I don't know. I think the world is just so crazy at this point that I don't know.
Well, the thing that's crazy to me is the Secret Service and how poorly they handled it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because they had a shot lined up on him for 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And then they didn't do anything about it. And so it's like, it's political conspiracy for sure, but it's like, did they want him to die?
Right.
And it's like, that's unacceptable, even if it was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or anybody. But it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What was the one where the person got shot and the theory was like that it was the government that did it?
Oh, that's JFK.
Oh yeah. That was the one.
John F. Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful, Robert.
That's right.
I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying your family has not had a good.
That was not a threat.
Your family has not had a good run with political bids and all that kind of stuff.
True.
Anyway, but you know what else happened this summer?
What?
The Olympics.
Oh man, now we're talking.
The Olympics happened this summer, and I want to start by talking about this one quote that I heard.
Okay.
And it goes as follows, and I'm going to do my best to sound exactly like it.
Okay.
It's just so much sweeter beating an American, because then you don't have to hear the Star-Spangled Banner echo throughout the stadium. And then they have this annoying chant where they go, USA, USA. And I just want to punch somebody. In the cowbells. And then do you know what the funniest thing about that is?
Yeah. What?
She didn't even qualify to go to the Olympics. She finished 7th in the division in Australia.
Yeah.
So that means not only is she not the best in the world, she's not the best in her own country.
Yeah.
So, and do you know what's even better?
What?
America beat Australia
Yeah, they did.
in that division.
Yeah.
By a lot.
So good.
It's so good. So, okay. Australia. What is your take on Australia? We'll get more into the Olympics.
Their country or their sports?
As a whole? What do you think about Australia as a whole?
I think it's a pretty cool place, but like I wouldn't want to live there because I'm afraid of I don't know what it was. I don't know. For some reason, God decided to put all the most dangerous creatures in one place, and that's in Australia.
Yeah.
Pretty much if you go outside, you could die that day.
Everything there is venomous.
It wants to kill you.
It wants you dead.
I remember learning about that in school, and I was like, that's so weird. I never want to go there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the beaches and the sun would be nice. So I'd like that.
Well, I've always wanted to go to Australia, and for the longest time, I thought they were some of the coolest people ever. Because, do you know, as far as, like, modifying cars go, the only person who comes close to America in their love is Australia.
Huh.
Like, they do burnouts for days, and it's beautiful. Until they started beefing with the U.S., and
really
changed.
just that one lady. But.
Well, no, it sparked a whole thing. It's this whole thing, and that's what I'm getting to. And then we'll talk about your favorite parts of the Olympics. But first, I just want to talk about how.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So the first few days of the Olympics, Australia had more gold.
They got some swimmers.
They got some swimmers
really
for
well.
sure. They got some swimmers.
That's all they do. But
But they were like, there were so many people. It was mostly on TikTok where people were like, no beef, just facts. And it was like looking. It was like America was in fourth place, Australia was in third. Australia wasn't even in first. They were in third, and they were rubbing it in.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And so there were so many people that were like, well, actually, because America was judging the demographic based off of total medals, which, I mean, technically that's not the right way. You know, gold is supposed to be first and whatever. Yeah. But overall gold, overall medals, we were wiping the floor.
I think when you're that far ahead in overall medals, I think it does matter.
I think it does. And so America, per total medals, was on top, and they were listening to themselves and stuff. And so they were like, actually, only gold medals count towards the total. The silver and gold only count for a tiebreaker or whatever nonsense these bushwhackers go for. Anyway, and so then America started beating Australia.
Right.
And so guess what they decided to do? They decided to say, well, actually, if you count gold medal per capita of U.S. citizens or of citizens by your country by 1 million or whatever, when then Australia is actually on top. No, they weren't. Do you know why they weren't on top? They were only doing that for the top 10 countries. Huh. So the top 10 in medal count, if you did that per capita, Australia was on top, sure. But if you include every single country that was participating, Australia, again, doesn't even crack the top 3. Huh. It was like Zambia or something like that was on top because they had so few citizens and everything. And so it was like, Australia, stop changing the demographic by how which we're doing it. And so then, the end of the Olympics, who finished on top?
Oh, USA.
USA.
Get the cowbell.
Get the cowbell. Bring it throughout the stadium. USA, USA. But it's just so wild that Americans, we've always thought Australians were cool. But apparently Australians don't feel the same way about America. Apparently they hate us.
I'm just imagining you in the TikTok comment section just going at it with people.
I want to so bad.
I didn't see any of it.
You didn't see any of this?
I guess I didn't.
I'll have to show you some of these as soon as we're done because it's not going to sound very good on the video. But it's like so many people from Australia, and I'm sure it was just the loud minority.
Yeah, it's usually what it is.
But then, do you know how they finished the Olympics?
Fine, but like
in fourth.
Yeah,
not even in the top 3.
Yeah,
and then the icing on the cake, Ray Gunn, the breakdancer.
Oh yeah.
She finished dead last
so bad.
in the breakdancing competition, not even scoring a single point.
It was modern art, is what it was.
It looked like a grown woman trying to be a kangaroo. That's what it looked like.
Flopping around like a fish. Not that I could do better, but
crikey, it's a wallaby.
It was so bad.
It was terrible. But now that we've gone through this beef with Australia,
I love your beef with Australia.
I did not know I was going to be this passionate about it. But it's one of those things where it's like whenever you're playing a game and then the person keeps changing the rules to make them win, and then they still lose, it's just so much sweeter.
I saw they were doing a thing. They were like interviewing Michael Phelps, and they were talking to him about. They were like showing him the clip and getting his take on it. Like, I love how it visibly made. You know how he's retired, but the competitive juices, like, it visibly made him angry when he heard that, and he was like, "Well, I can't speak for the current swimmers, but if I would have heard that, I would have came out and wiped the floor with them."
Yeah,
that's basically what he said.
Yeah, but then did you watch any of the swimming Olympics?
I watched a good bit. Yeah.
Did you see the one? I don't remember her name, but it was a woman, and she was American, and she beat all the swimmers by like 10 solid.
Katie Ledecky.
There it is.
One of the best swimmers ever.
Like, how do you get that fast?
In the picture, she was finishing, and like everybody else was like on their way down to do the last turnaround. It was wild. She's that good.
Where was Australia then?
Yeah, I love the Olympics because it's like Americans hate each other most of the time. Just because we just find ways to hate each other.
We hate each other politically or state-wise or any other. We argue about barbecue. We argue about pizza. We argue about a lot of nonsense.
But I feel like during the Olympics, maybe not as much as it used to, but it still brings people together at least a little bit. And you know why? Because even though as Americans we hate each other, we all love to win.
Well, I think there's two things about it. So even though we hate each other, there's two things. We all love to win, and we hate other countries more.
That's fair, and we think we're the best.
We are the best. That's why. I'm going to bring this up. I saw the highlights, and my buddy was watching it, and I was doing other stuff, so I didn't really get to watch it. But the basketball game between France and U.S. for gold.
Yeah, I was watching it in the airport. One of the best games I've ever seen of any basketball game.
Yeah.
It was one of the best games ever.
And Curry.
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
He's fantastic. He had, so in the last 3 minutes, he had 3. Now, I know you're not a huge basketball guy, but do you know most of the guys on that team?
I knew some of them, but I'm also just hyped for America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
I'll watch any sport when it's of the Olympics. But that team was special because LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, they've been like the guys for like the past decade plus. Mm-hmm. So, and they.
But if I could interrupt, wasn't this Curry's first Olympics?
It was first and last. Is his own words. Okay. It was LeBron's played before, but not in a while. Kevin Durant's played in like all of them, but they were teaming up, and it's going to be their last time to ever play together. It's going to be probably all their last times in the Olympics. It was kind of an older squad, but it was like all the guys that my age people grew up with. Mm-hmm. So like you heard about the Dream Team with Michael Jordan and all them. That was in like our dad's era or whatever. But it was kind of our dream team pretty much. And so that's why it was so special. It was awesome. It was all the guys that I love. And they went absolutely nuts. Steph Curry was throwing up crazy shots that kept going in, and it's just so good. When the crazy thing was, France and USA matched up in men's and women's for the gold medal, and France was the home team for both times. This never happened before in men and women's and stuff, and they lost both times. It's so good.
And they lost both times to who?
USA, baby.
The USA, baby. It's so much sweeter.
It's so good to go in because everybody hates us because they're in Paris, and of course they're going for their home thing. So our players are getting booed, and it's just so good when we win. It feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also, sorry to interrupt, but and I also love winning in soccer.
Yeah.
Because the reason I love winning in soccer is because we're not supposed to win in soccer because it's not our sport.
Yeah.
And so when we do go and win, like in I think it was the women that won gold. Women won gold in soccer. And when we do go and win, it's just so good because a lot of the world doesn't even call it soccer, and yet we win in soccer.
We win in soccer. And do you know we didn't win in this category, but we did get our the bronze medal, so we finished third on the podium. Mm-hmm. Rugby.
Really? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
That we were that high.
We beat Australia.
Really?
That's their national sport. Yeah. We made them get fourth because America refused to lose.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right?
So cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people will make excuses because like America sends in way more people than everybody else, but I don't care. It's cool.
But I mean, the thing about it is they put a limit to how many athletes you can send.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So like any other country could do the same.
Yeah. We
can't exceed that limit, but we hit it.
Yeah, they just don't have that many athletes that they're sending. The other countries don't. But so something I did see on TikTok was like there were people on TikTok who were talking about how like they get so sad when they're looking at the countries who send like a tiny boat with their few athletes. But then maybe it's just as a man. Maybe I'm just terrible. But when I'm watching that and I see like the few boats, and then I see this massive boat with the Americans, I'm like, yeah! going to tear them apart.
Who was it that lit the torch this year?
Well, I know that Snoop Dogg had the
Snoop Dogg. There we go.
Snoop Dogg was everywhere, man.
He was just hanging out.
It was so fun because my parents would always comment on this. They're like, I love how to represent our country on national TV. We're just sending around Snoop Dogg to everywhere, and he's the American person that's just having fun, doing whatever on TV.
I wonder what the
USA.
I wonder what the rules are for marijuana and stuff in France.
That's a good point.
In France,
maybe we know like what's having a good time. But I just love how he was like sitting with the family of the USA athletes and stuff like that. He was having a good time.
It's decriminalized in France, so he was having a good time.
Oh yeah, he was having
he was doing great. Very cool.
The Olympics are one of my favorite times because I love sports in general and I love winning.
Yeah,
and it's so good. I think I have officially gotten into soccer.
Good.
I enjoy soccer now.
Well, it's a good game for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of pieces to it and everything. So like I find it entertaining to watch for sure.
My one complaint was that the scoring's not very high. But now that I actually have watched several games all the way through, the scoring's not high, but it is very fast paced. And honestly, my biggest thing is I will forever be impressed with how athletic and how great cardio those athletes have because they run so much. I would just fall over and die.
Yes, indeed.
I would have an asthma attack.
But you want to know what is wonderful?
What?
Not only did the American athletes win, but the American spectators did as well. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
So I don't know if you know this, but in Europe, there's a very high pickpocketing rate. Like people are always getting pickpocketed. And in France, it's really bad.
Huh.
And guess what?
What?
Americans came prepared.
Strapped with guns?
Not guns.
Oh.
They couldn't get those overseas.
Oh, okay.
They couldn't get those through customs. But what they did do, there was a guy who had 30 electrified wallets confiscated.
What?
Because he had tricked like 10 pickpocketers, French pickpocketers,
oh my gosh,
into grabbing his wallet, and then they got freaking electrocuted.
Oh man!
And then this guy got. And here's the thing: who brings just 30? That's all he got caught with. I guarantee you, he had like 50 of those things.
Yeah, you're right.
He had to have had more than 30. He's just electrocuting these people, and it's wonderful. Do you know what else happened?
That is the most American thing I think I've heard today.
This happened. The athletes did this one. There was a citizen, or like a pickpocketer, who asked to hold one of the gold medals. And I don't even think it was an American gold medal he asked to touch. But the moment that he had his hands on it, of course he started running. Because that's going to be expensive on the black market.
Right.
Well, he ducks through a locker room full of Americans who know that he's not supposed to have this.
Oh, right.
And they all team up. And they tossed him down a flight of stairs.
What?
Dude was hospitalized.
What?
And then the French police started doing an investigation, wanting to prosecute those who beat up the guy.
Right.
But guess what? It was a locker room. So there were no security cameras.
Oh, yeah.
And all the athletes were saying, dude just tripped and fell down the stairs. And they can't prove him wrong because everybody's agreeing that that's what happened.
Right.
And so they handed this guy a beating that he totally deserved.
Yeah, still a medal.
Yeah, and so there was another... I just love when Europeans get their butt handed to them by Americans. Just call me patriotic. There was another...
policing by ourselves here.
Yes, indeed. There was another story. It was a couple, and all these people are from Texas. I'm telling you, But
you see it? Oh, I'm sure. You see all this stuff on TikTok? Where do you get all this information?
I'm seeing it all on TikTok. So maybe it's not all true. Maybe it's embellished. I don't know.
Most of it. I believe what I've heard before.
But there was a couple who had bought tickets and they had them all on their phones. And so what happened is the wife had her phone out because she was pulling out the tickets, and then someone pulled the phone out from her hand and ran off. And so the dude got away. Well, on there, like I said, was the tickets. And so she was like, how are we supposed to get into the event? And so the husband's like, well, I have my phone. Why don't you log into your email? We'll get the tickets. We'll still have fun. Well, they go to get the ticket, scanner. The ticket's already been used. The pickpocketer stole the phone and used it to get into the event. And so what they did was the husband and wife, they bought some sketch tickets from some bootlegger or whatever.
Right.
And so they got into the event and they go to check out where they were supposed to be sitting. And sure enough, there was the pickpocketer with the phone and everything.
Oh no!
And so what they did was they told the couple the people who were sitting behind the pickpocketer exactly what happened. So the person was like, "Yeah, take my seats." So they traded seats with this person, and so the person pulled out the phone because they wanted to make sure it was the phone. And so this guy reached over and took the phone back. And so the guy stood up and was like, "Hey!" without yelling. This over 6 foot tall Texas man was staring down at him and was like, "This is mine." And so they just sat back down. And so then guess what happened? They then had the phones with the tickets. They went and showed the ticket agents that they had them. They got the people kicked out.
No way. No way.
Justice prevails.
That's how you do it.
That is how you do it.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so weird that I'm not used to. I guess it's not everywhere, but that would be weird living in a place where people just take your things as you're holding them.
Yeah.
Your parents tell you, be careful with your stuff in public, but that doesn't really happen. They don't just take your stuff out of your hands.
Pickpocketing is incredible, incredibly high over in
Pickpocketing is incredible.
It's an incredible pastime. I highly recommend this pastime. Listen, I'm going on record. Scab says that pickpocketing people is okay in my book.
It's so fun.
It's so much fun. It's my favorite thing to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I had not heard about these things. That's good.
Yeah. But then word got around, don't pickpocket the Americans. Find someone who's nicer. That's what they were saying.
That's fair.
And it's listen, Americans are nice people. But if you're going to mess with us, we're going to mess back.
Right.
I don't want to be a pushover like a Canadian. You know what I mean?
Calling out Canada.
I will call out Canada. I will call out Australia. I'll call out France. Hey, Great Britain, you're not that great. Okay? Just be Britain from now on. Just be Britain. Come on. Your king's going to die soon anyways.
I'm always interested in what other countries think of Americans because I have no idea because I've never been to another
they
country.
all hate us.
So that's what I assume. And that's why I was like, when you were talking about Australia, I'm like, well, I mean, do you think that they're going to like us? Because I don't think they're going to just like us in general. But, I would believe that for whereas I don't know. I don't know what's inside people's minds when somebody talks about Americans.
Yeah, but here's another thing that just irks me about people from other countries and how they talk about, especially Europeans. It's mainly Europeans and apparently now Australians. But of every country, we provide the most music, we provide the most movies, we provide the best TV shows, and we provide so many people with military funding. We do so much for the world. To the point where, why do you hate us so much? If we suddenly disappeared, everybody else is now going to struggle.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Well, except for China, but
yeah,
they'll do fine, which is why they were our number one competitor. By the way, China, congrats on your 40 gold medals. But you see, this is where the irony comes in. We were counting overall medal tallies, and that's what pushes over your demographic for what marks first place. Because whenever there's a tie for gold, we go to the silver and the bronze. And guess who had the most silver and the most bronze? America.
It was funny because I could not comprehend how China was getting so many golds. And it's like, as I'm going through social media and stuff, people were commenting and they're like, what must be happening is, because I'm pretty sure ping pong was like on from day 1 to like day 15. The other events would like come and go, but it was just constant. I'm pretty sure they just kept getting golds every single day in ping pong.
We needed Forrest Gump there.
Yeah,
That's what we needed.
Because I mean, they did well in other events, but like some of the main like soccer and basketball and those kind of things, China didn't win a medal in that. So
Yeah.
they got some swimming medals, but
Yeah.
it was those odd sports that they were just kept taking the gold in those.
Yeah. Yeah. So my next question for you is, if you were to add an Olympic sport to the next, so 2028, what sport would you like to see become Olympic?
The one that I would want is already happening. Flag football.
Flag football?
It's happening.
I heard.
Yeah. So
Tell us about it.
Because now I think real football would be even cooler, but you know, we don't want them to get hurt and that kind of
Whatever.
stuff. And I don't know how this got agreed upon that they're going to add flag football, because the thing about football is
Only one country plays it, baby.
that's our sport, and like other people don't play football. It's like I'm trying to figure out how the other countries were like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's play football, because they don't just have football teams. I'm sure that some people have leagues, but that's not a worldwide sport.
No.
That's why people call it American football from other countries and stuff. But what's about to happen? I'm a very big football fan. What's about to happen is we're about to get the easiest goal we've ever had in our life.
Uh-huh.
Because do you know football players? Do you know football in general? Okay.
Yeah.
Because and flag football is even more interesting. We're about to send some football players, assuming I really hope some of the best players will agree to go, because Tyreek Hill is the fastest football player in the world, and he's a wide receiver. He catches the ball and he just breaks people's ankles, and he's so fast. And so he's about to go in the Olympics, and he's about to match up against, take a country where like the people are shorter. Something like that, like
France.
Yeah, anything like that. I mean, you take a country where
Thailand.
Yeah, anything like that. So you take a defender who's going to be guarding. Imagine you're that person and you're like 5'6", and you know like 140, and you're playing cornerback, and you go out to the field and Tyreek Hill just absolutely burns you. This is what's going to happen. There's no way that they're sending out football players who can compete. We're better in basketball, but other countries, basketball is way more global.
Especially now.
Yeah, over the last decade, the NBA has done very well with globalizing in basketball.
Yeah.
And it's in our country. France, really good, obviously, because they went to the gold medal game
For both genders.
Yeah, and in the like even the NBA draft, the NBA is the American organization, but in the draft, France had like 5 or like 3 of the top 10 picks. Like they're sending really good prospects to play in the league, and they go back to France whenever it's Olympic time. So other countries are getting way better. There's no way that's the case in football. All the football players are from America, usually from like Texas or Florida. Yeah. So it's gonna get wrecked, and I'm so excited to see it happen, because we could roll out just a lineup that would just absolutely shred everybody. I cannot wait. So if I had to pick a sport, that would be it. And that's why I'm so happy.
Heck
2028. Yeah. What would your sport be?
Okay,
or are you making up a new sport?
No. I've got 2 that are official sports, and I'm not sure which one I'd rather see. I think I know which one would be more likely, but I don't know which one I'd rather see. So the first one, it would be NASCAR racing.
Ooh.
So I know that they don't have anything motorsport, but here's the thing: what makes NASCAR so special is the pit crew.
Right.
Nobody in any racing, Indy or Grand Touring, nothing is as good as the NASCAR pit crew. And in fact, they actually just went for the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is the big race. It was like last year. I don't remember when it was. But NASCAR actually put a stock car in there, and everybody was remarking on how quickly they were doing their pit stops, because that's their whole thing. So it is sport because those people have to be doing that.
Yeah.
So what I think they should do is they should provide a driver, a pit crew, and then a car from their country that they've got to spec out to race. So, of course, America could use Chevy or Ford, and then China would have to use whatever they've got, and then Japan could use Toyota, because, I mean, Japan's already in NASCAR. They provide the Toyota cars. So I think that would be interesting.
That would be really cool.
But the other one that I think could be more likely would be roller skating derby.
Oh, man.
Wait,
is that what are they doing though again?
So what roller skating derby is you get a team.
Is that when you push people over and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the demolition derby with cars, but with people. So you put all these countries, because you can have multiple running at a time with this. So you put them all in the field. You get like 3 people from each country. You put them on roller skates, and then you just see who survives. And then, boom, there's your gold medalist.
That's awesome.
The one with the most teeth knocked out, they can have silver.
Who would not want to watch that? You just watch them destroyed.
That, like, especially because, like, if these countries have rage built up towards each other, that is the best place. And I say, don't even get professional athletes to do this one. Okay, there is no physical requirement for this. It is just America, like your country votes or other countries vote on who you send. Like that could be even more fun, because like we could send so many random people. Like I just imagine, like, what if we sent like Miley Cyrus and like Snoop Dogg? He's already there, and then like some other third option. I don't know who's
just celebrities.
Like
oh god,
like
celebrity.
Like the third one can be like Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Like just 3 random people on roller skates from different countries doing this stuff. Because like invite North Korea, let Kim Jong-un put on a pair of roller skates. Wait, better yet. Here's the criteria. Okay, I changed it. Random citizen, a musician, a politician. So there you go. So we sent.
You have to have certain. That's so perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
So perfect. Oh, that's so good. You just, one of the members of BTS is there.
Yeah.
Oh god. I would so watch that.
How awesome would that be?
And they're just destroying each other.
They're just going at each other.
Dude, we're sending Donald Trump.
That's what I mean.
He's
politicians
with the big guys.
On the teams rolling out. You got Donald Trump. You got Kim Jong-un.
Oh,
you got.
Did we put Russia back in there?
Yes, of course. We got Vladimir Putin. We've got King. What is it? Charles? Is it George? Charles.
They keep dying.
It's Charles right now. It's Charles. We got King Charles, and then like you know what I mean?
Dang it, Queen Elizabeth's going too. The Queen of England.
She died too soon. But good news, her son is just as sick.
That's fair. don't put a billboard of him in the office.
No, I will not. Or I could.
She could have been so good in this sport, though.
Like how fun would that be?
It's so good. Oh man. For one of these episodes, we gotta do draft like our teams.
Yes.
For different countries or whatever.
We each take like 3 countries.
Yeah.
And it's gotta. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's randomly generate it right now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna go for.
I think it would need to be ones that you need to have people. You need to have celebrities that people would kind of know.
Well, yeah, which is why for this I'm gonna go for well-known countries. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Gosh, this would be so good. You know, Trump would do it too.
Oh, totally.
Of course.
Oh, totally. These people, they think they're the best. They're not the best. They lose their teeth all the time. They lose their teeth because my fist, it makes contact.
You would absolutely
It makes
bring up being
contact.
shot in the ear.
You see, no one is as strong as me. Have you been shot in the ear before? I have. They tried to kill me then. They couldn't do it. And so, because they couldn't do it then, what makes you think you can do it now? You can't do it. No, you can't do it. It is what it is.
You know what? I think this would end. There would be no need for wars after this.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd get the aggression out. We would make a fool of ourselves, and nobody would need to fight. Because, yeah, we you have found world peace.
Yes.
Through this.
That's all. That's because nobody's as good as me. That's why. All right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay. Pick a number, 1 or 2.
1 or 2. I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay. So that means you got Germany.
Germany.
And
wait, dead or alive?
Huh?
Are they dead or alive?
They have to be alive.
They have to be alive.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is you're building the team for 2028. So that means I have Great Britain. So I'm just going to text this to you. So see.
Germany. And then after this, we need to go over the criteria of what positions. This is going to be great.
All right. There we go. So then pick a number between 1 and 2 again.
I'm going to go with 2 again.
You got Canada.
Oh, no. They're going to be terrible at this sport.
And I got France.
Oh, nice.
All right. Now here's the big honcho here. All right.
1.
Dang it.
I'm doing 1. Who is it?
That means you got USA.
Yeah, baby.
And that means
you want it? I'll turn it.
No.
Okay.
It's the process. It's the process.
Germany, Canada, USA.
And so that means
If I could get Mexico, I would have like the whole side.
That means I got Japan.
Nice.
So we actually let's do one more just for the heck of it.
Can I have like the Samoans and stuff? I think it's some big guys out there.
All right. Pick a number between 1 and 2.
2.
You got North Korea. I got Russia.
Oh. Yeah, this is right. USA versus Russia.
All right. So we're going to in the next episode we're going to finalize our picks for the roller derby in the Olympics of 2028. So
let's talk through what are the categories of people.
Okay, so I
Political
think. Okay, so for this we can't do an average Joe because I don't know someone from these countries or anything like that.
It would just be like somebody that you know.
Yes, indeed. So I think. Okay, so a political leader, of course.
Right.
Okay, do you want to go actor or do you want to go musician?
We could do both. I mean, it depends. Let's go through. Let's think of good categories, and then we'll narrow it down if we need to.
Okay.
I think we can do an actor, and then we could do a musician.
Okay.
I mean, some of them would fall in both categories, but not all of them.
Okay. I mean, athlete. Like you could pick an athlete.
Pick one athlete. Okay.
So how big are we going to allow these teams to be? I had said 3. Do we want to make it more?
I think we make it more.
You want to
like
go for
5 or something, or 4?
If we go 5, we need 1 more category, or we go 6 and we add 2 more.
Okay, we can do 6. We can just double the team.
Okay, how about this?
Or yeah,
I guarantee you, we'll have at least 1 listener. They have to pick the last category. So we'll pick 1 more, and then they pick the last category.
Okay, fair enough.
So we've got political leader, we've got actor, musician, athlete. What about folk hero? We go 1 that's just random.
Wait, what is this?
Folk hero, like for America, it could be like Paul Bunyan. Or for
But I thought they had to be alive.
I think for this one, we do it differently. For Germany, it can be like Krampus. You know what I mean? Like, we just one legendary being.
Okay, all right.
And then our listener.
Being. So does that mean they have to be human, though?
No, because Krampus is not human.
Oh, okay.
It just has to be a legend from that country.
We're going to learn so much history by doing this.
I know, right? So, are we good with those 5 categories, and then the listener picks the last one? No.
I'm trying to find a way to use him.
No.
It's my secret weapon.
Absolutely not.
Okay, you're right.
Or you could.
No. So wait, who gets Santa?
We got to figure out where he originated from.
I get Coca-Cola Santa.
you get Fat Santa.
Yeah. Yeah, it might work.
It might work.
He would not be able to sustain that heat in the big suit. Okay, so we have 5. And I guess if we think of any that are better than the ones we have on the list right now,
we can text each other and swap it.
Yeah.
But for now,
that's good.
Political leader, actor, musician, athlete, folk hero, and then mystery 6th one by our listener.
Yeah.
Notice I'm not saying listeners. Okay. All right. Well, that's all we have time for today.
Man, we set them up great.
We did.
For the next episode.
We did. All right. Well, I'm Scab.
And I am Scruff.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.